folks, Charit, having a drink with Charit, I'm back on again with a dynamic individual all the way from UK, another self-made individual who has made it, made an impact in the cricketing arena, in the county circuit. What an inspiring story. What a brilliant achievement for a young Sri Lankan to come all this way, and it's a massive achievement. I'm very anxious to talk to this young man to find out the journey that he has come so far, what sacrifices he made to achieve these heights, and basically the journey he has come all this while. And just I'm pretty anxious, curious, and excited to meet this young man and to find all about what he's been doing. Thari, good to have you on the show.
Hello.
Sir.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You. Brilliant to have you on the show. Just one question before we go further. That we experience some difficulties, but do you have your Facebook screen on? I can see you, mate.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
So do you see me on do you see me on the Facebook window?
Not on your Facebook. No, I just searched.
Have a look, mate. It's all right. Take your time.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you see the live stream?
No, I can't find it now.
No, just it'll take a while to come on your feed, because there's usually that hold on, right? Okay, I'm adding you now. Okay, you should be able to see yourself now. Just check whether you can see.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
you can. All right, great. So you see me in the picture. You see yourself.
Yes.
Excellent. Now I'm gonna tag you, so that that your friends too can anybody who wants to listen to you, that they can listen to you. All right.
Perfect.
Hold on a minute. It's complicated stuff, mate. Takes a while. Okay, I'm tagging you, so hopefully your friends can pick up the stream as well. So I have put Tharindu. All right, I think that we are all good to go now. Just a once again, folks. Sorry about just as usual. It's not easy to get online, because as you understand that we are doing this remotely. Tharindu is based in UK at the moment. Where are you right now, Thari? Which part of UK are you in?
A town called Wakefield in Yorkshire. So probably the closest major town would be Leeds. We are Headingley Ground, famous Headingley Ground. So yeah, just 20 minutes from Headingley.
Right. So you're based there now permanently, and that's your hometown, or are you originally from Yorkshire, or are you're from London, or?
No, I first moved to London. I was there for 6 years, then came back to Sri Lanka to give my last go in first class setup. Then I just signed for a club in Wakefield, a club called Wakefield Thorns. So I was semi-professional there, played 3 seasons. Then that's where I started. So Yorkshire is my home for last 7 years. Yeah, that's how I moved to Wakefield. But with my new role now, I'm moving to Birmingham in January.
Brilliant. Just to I believe that you played 1 season here in Sri Lanka. You played a couple of games for SSC, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, that was 2000. I was part of SSC for 3 years, 3 seasons. Mainly played. I was in the Scotch Under 23 tournament when I left school. Then I played one first class game in 2003-2004 season.
Right.
Yeah. Then there's few things happened in my life, then I had to decide to either stay in Sri Lanka or do something else. So I ended up applying for a uni in England and ended up in England. So there, that's how.
Beautiful story. I mean, you're not originally from UK, are you? I mean,
No.
you did your
I born
school,
in Colombo, Kalubovila. That's
right?
where I born. I went to Asoka Vidyalaya in Maradana.
Okay.
I did my first and A-levels there. Then when I was 21, I think 21 or 22, I moved to England.
How did you move to England? I mean, your parents moved to England, or just you went to study and you decided to stay back, or how did it happen?
It's before even that. Obviously, I was in the setup in the national sort of under 17 squad. I was there. I was in the last 18 players in the Pakistan tour. Unfortunately, I wasn't picked to go to Pakistan. That one of the reasons. Obviously, I was disappointed because I was one of the 6 left-arm spinners. All Ireland was in the
Right,
spinner squad. Then I also part of the first bowling academy run by Rumesh Ratnayak and DS De Silva. But I
right.
wasn't still not picked for the Sri Lanka under 17 squad.
Did you play for
Then after
Anand?
that, sorry,
Did you play for Anand?
Asoka Vidyalaya.
All right, Asoka, do they play under 19 cricket? I mean, not during my time.
Yeah, yeah. We when I was in at school, we had all the way to first team.
Sorry, Mike. Okay. Sorry about my ignorance. I didn't know that Asoka actually,
Yeah,
uh,
everyone still think it's junior school. Everyone call it Asoka Kanishta. But yeah, when I was there, we had all the way up to A levels.
right.
So basically from there, then everyone wanted to play a first class cricket. So I joined SSC after my school. Then I played few games. I mainly played the second team, and I was part of the first team squad. But I only played one game, and I got 4 wickets in that game, and I got dropped next game.
Right.
Yeah, so I was thinking in the same time my father was in Japan while on a business trip. He was used to import cars, and he suddenly passed away for a stroke when he was
Sorry
in
to hear that.
Japan.
I'm so sorry to hear. Okay.
Yeah, it was a hard time. Then I'm the only child, and obviously I had to look after my mom. So it was one of those decisions I had to make: whether stay in Sri Lanka and play. Have I got a chance, or am I going to get an opportunity to play for Sri Lanka? Is it worth giving everything to it? Because if you don't play for Sri Lanka, then you know what's the situation for first class cricketer you're going to get.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
Then luckily one of my uncles approached me and said, why don't you go to England and play cricket there while you're studying? So academic wise, I haven't got a clue what to do. Never thought about going to uni, but luckily I applied for uni. I got an unconditional offer to do a sports science course. When it says science, I thought about playing cricket. That's all we wanted to do.
Yep.
But I got within a year since my father passed away, I moved to England with support of few people from my relations and my mom, and yeah, that's how I ended up in England, and that's how the journey starts.
It's brilliant. So you're literally, that what's the period you're talking about? It's not very long ago, isn't it? In a very short space of time.
I moved to England 2005, so 14 years ago. September the 25th, I left Sri Lanka in 2005.
Right.
That's
So
not even within a year since my father passed away. I had to make all these decisions. The obviously, every kid growing up playing cricket in Sri Lanka wanted to play for Sri Lanka. I had the same dream, but to cut that off very early, it was a hard decision to make. But I think I made the right decision when I look back.
was, as you rightly said, it's not easy being a fringe player that we call, and especially, if you have decided to play for a club like SSC, star-studded, lineup,
Exactly.
and that your only opportunity you get is when the player's on tour, and
Yeah.
as always happens, like that, once the seniors return, when they come back into the team, it doesn't matter what you'd have done, you probably would have taken 2 5s in each innings, but you got to sit out, and
Exactly.
unfortunately, that's the way the game goes.
Yeah.
I,
Exactly.
Tari, it's interesting that you brought this up, and there were lots of discussions, in Sri Lanka when our guys went to Pakistan, and unexpectedly, like our literally the A team had
Yeah.
a great run in the 2020s, and then when they came back, the selectors were forced to send another team to Australia,
Yeah.
and funnily, the country, the sport loving public, everybody wanted to overhaul the team and drop seniors, and I got into several arguments with people, said that's not how the system works, and the replacements always have to sit back when the seniors return,
Yeah.
because we got structures. And
Yeah.
well, and I learned my lesson not to talk to some of the cricket pundits, and they have
Yeah.
their views. I guess the people are entitled for their views, and so the best thing is not to argue. But
Exactly.
yes, I understand that what you're saying. It's no matter how good you are, if you are a
Yeah.
fringe player, life is going to be tough, and if you don't make it to
Yeah.
the highest level, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare in how you're
Yeah.
going to define your life or your career.
Yeah.
So going back to what you said, I think it's the greatest decision you made to going to England and pursuing
Yeah.
your interest. Go, mate. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's that time of that time of when I was playing for SSC, we had unbelievable squad. I got a photo when we won the play championship the year I played that first game, first class game. That was my last first class game too. Um, we had 14 players in that 20 squad or 18 squad played for Sri Lanka. It's ridiculously strong. I wanted to play there because that's the best club in my opinion in the island with facilities and everything.
Absolutely. There's no doubt
And I
about that.
wanted to
Yes.
be recognized, and that's the reason why I went to. I think I learned a lot playing against. Sat with Mahel Ayya, Mavan Ayya, all these experienced legends, and I learned a lot by even taking drinks for them. I must have took lots of drinks to Mao and I scoring double hundreds. So that experience and exposure I got it from SSC is unreal.
Who was coaching SSC at that time, Tari?
First, when I first joined, we had Anurat Tennakon,
Right.
former Sri Lankan player. He was our under 23 and first team coach. Then Sampath Perera, he was his assistant. Then he became the first team coach when I
Right.
left
Right.
during that time.
Yep. Yeah. All great guys, mate. That they have done yeoman service to the Sri Lanka cricket. I think Mr. Amra Tennakon, I would still call him sir. Brilliant individual.
Yeah,
He's still, in his, his past cricketing career, that he found it very tough. Being a former Sri Lanka captain,
yeah,
as you said, it's not only tough for fringe players, even the guys who played, prior to the our World Cup victory, who played for Sri Lanka. I think I had the opportunity, and I'm grateful that I, after playing so many 13 seasons for Colombo Cricket Club, finally
yeah,
I got the opportunity to represent Sri Lanka very briefly, and that also towards the tail end of my career. So because we were never professionals, we were rather semi-professionals. We were working and then playing cricket at the same time, and it wasn't easy. So I like what you did. I had to make a decision soon after playing Test cricket. I thought, okay, enough for me, and then I continue with my career. So getting back to you, so you did sports science in UK, right?
That's was the plan when I first came over. I remember going into the uni. My English wasn't good that time. Obviously, our parents never spoke at home. I can manage, but academic wise, it wasn't good enough. So I had really difficulties understanding the body and they go through all that. That's not the course, if I'm being honest, I wanted to do because I was more into sports, more like coaching. But I wasn't sure at that time. I just had the opportunity to come over. I just grabbed it both hands, But I had to left the uni because I was an international student that time, which you had to pay double of the fees.
Exactly. Yep.
And all the expenses. But when people mention back home, or you straight away you get a job and you can, easily pay the uni fees, everything. But it's not the truth. It was hard to find jobs those days. So I had to left the uni. My mom couldn't afford it, since that my father passed away, so we couldn't. I had to leave uni, and I just fully working, full time. I was working in a hospital as a that's my first job. Then basically just apply for different clubs. Actually, I got a little story. If you have enough time, I can tell you.
Yeah, please go ahead, mate. This is
But
your show, mate. This is your
yeah,
moment to shine. You go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So I was working at this hospital as a cleaner, as I mentioned earlier. Then every time all I did was online looking for cricket jobs. So I found this advert on a paper, Lord's Cricket Ground, MCC, looking for a tour guide. Obviously, people who's been to Lord's, they know that there's a tour. You can go around, watch the ground. They take you everywhere, every part of
Yep.
the ground.
Yes.
So I applied for it. Then they asked me to come for an interview. So I went for the interview. So this guy came to me, English gentleman, said, "Oh, you go with this group, go for a tour first." And the guys who were working as tour guides, they're like 50-year-old or plus, seeing the games for years, members. They know everything inside out. They can name that seat, every seat about in the ground. I'm just a guy, just came from Sri Lanka, trying to fill his shoes, and it was great. I mean, I had a free tour because I applied for the job. Then after the tour, they asked me, "Oh, can you explain to me that building and that the pavilion? Give me some information." I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this." So I just walked away. But yeah, I always wanted to be involved with cricket. All I did was go through all the websites, cricket club, asking for opportunities. Yeah, that's how it started. So I left uni. Then just worked full time, pretty much, for a few years.
What I like about you, and I always, I know, just to tell you a little secret from my side, you were relatively unknown in a quantity. I mean, I didn't know much about you. I have heard bits and pieces about you. So I had to do a background check on you, and to see whether is this guy, is he real? What he's saying. He's a head coach of Yorkshire women's team. This guy in such a short space of time. You know how tight it is. How much the coaches striving to find opportunities. There aren't many opportunities, especially in the county circuit at the highest level. So when I did the background check on you, what people told me said you're the most humble human that you would ever meet. He's such a fantastic guy. So that's the time I decided I'm going to have this bloke on my show. He's a boy who deserves recognition for what he has done, and I must talk to him. That I'm so great. I'm so happy and grateful that that to others who encouraged me to have you on the show. One of the guys
Yeah.
is, as you know, that Dash Gunawardana, and
Yes.
who's my, it's a courtesy, like he's an absolute true friend that, I needed some assistance. He told me, Chari, you and I we have been great friends for years. You go on the show, that make sure you get this boy, and he deserves it. He's the one who really supported me with a whole host of others. And right now, to have you on my show, with lots of difficulties I had, I think, Tari, perhaps that my background, and I'm a guy, I'm very dedicated to the sport, and I love cricket, has been my passion. There's just like my cricketing career, and as a administrator, I have always, in and out, and I had my share of issues with the coaches. Having said that, some of the nicest people I have met in my life, from Trevor Bayliss to Graham Ford, absolutely brilliant humans. Apart from their cricketing abilities and their knowledge of cricket, and I learned a lot, but their human qualities, that it's amazing, and their man management skills. They knew whom to respect. It's just a whole package, isn't it, mate? This coaching is not taking
Exactly.
or having a dog stick in your hand and throwing a ball around. or asking someone to improve your skills. It's a absolute, like if you package it, it's like a way of life, isn't it?
Exactly. That's you said it. You said it 100%, 100% correct. Because if just the stats makes you the best coach, then very easy to find the best coach in the world, isn't it? We know who's took the most wickets in all the different formats, and we know who scored the most runs in the all formats. So it's not just that. It's just I think is we deal with different people, so they are all unique and different. So more you understand them, more better relationship you have them, you get best out of them. That's the key. I think that's what I learned. I taught in last few years. I think, and you gotta be open. You're never gonna be perfect. You need to understand that you're gonna make mistakes, and that's part of the journey. More you reflect on how you goes about it, and you just become a better coach every day through your mistakes. Yeah, I think it's you got to be open for all the time. Game is changing all the time. It's not the game, Charit, we played years back, and it's not going to be the game we're playing now in 10 years time. It's just yeah, I think you nailed it there. Man management is so is very key. I think that's something we need to add into our system back home. I think we can talk a little bit later about it, but yeah, that though is you need to have those characteristics to be a really good coach, and very approachable too.
Yeah, mate. I'm just like, I'm wondering, where is this noise coming from? That it was absolute sunshine outside about 5 minutes ago. Now it's
Yeah,
pissing down, mate. Suddenly the rains. We have had a lot of rain the last few days. Like bright mornings, and suddenly getting overcast and thunder, lightning, and just it's just like
I
the weather patterns have changed so much. That it has changed, and it must be pretty cold in England at the moment. What's the weather like, mate?
it's just 4 degrees, so it's a bit
Wow, 4
cold.
degrees. Oh, that makes
Yeah, and I think we
you
got the
miss
Sri
those
Lankan
socks, like
sunshine
4
over
degrees.
here. Yeah. So luckily, a little bit of sunshine. We had like very gloomy last few days. It's cold outside, so all the training going in indoors. We all do training at indoor nets, indoor facilities, and until April, I don't think we'll be outside.
Right?
that's
Yeah.
um, that's that's what's it like in winter.
Brilliant. I'll take you there. I'm very curious to find out, how you like, that lots of people don't understand that, unlike in Sri Lanka, that where we are blessed to play 365 days of cricket, because we are tropical. And then England, you have just barely 3 months, and how you manage your seasons and
Yeah,
prepare yourself for the summer. And before I go there, I just want to take you, Tari, like, you said your school career, what you did, and how much you struggled, make a living, and the little bit of cricket you played. Where did this whole coaching thing start? Where did it start? You probably would have gone through the process,
yeah,
level one, level two. And to tell you
yeah,
frankly, I spoke to Adam last night whilst doing a
yeah,
background check, and yes, Adam remembers you. He said my regrets that you guys sat in one of the programs, but never had time to really interact with one another.
yeah,
And he said, "You're super bloke, mate." He gave his regards to you. So I thought I would
yeah.
mention that,
He's a
that
great
I
guy.
spoke to him last night. So go on, tell us where it all started, where you became a coach.
Um, so going back many years, we had when I left school, I was the first team captain. Then our coach asked me, "Can you run the fitness sessions for the first team, like for my school?" So I was just going to prison ground, Colombo prison ground. That's where Asoka Vidyalaya team trained. So I was running fitness training and labor fielding, just to helping out. But I really enjoyed it because I was captain for my school team, all the age groups. So I had that sort of leadership role given very young age. But then since I moved to England, before that actually, I did my level one coaching badge in Sri Lanka. under board of control for cricket. Then I moved to England. Then first club I played in Surrey, they offered me to do some coaching. So I basically first reaction was, I'm gonna get a little bit of extra cash, and I want to get involved more cricket. So that's one of the reasons. So I used to travel quite far away to do some sessions. Then 2007 I did my level 2 coaching badge. But I remember even when I was doing that coaching badge, my English wasn't that good to run a session. So I remember stuck in one of the sessions. Like, we had to coach each other as a coaches during the course. I stand there like I didn't know what to say, sort of thing. Felt really embarrassed, but I still not given up. I just carried on coaching, said the things my coaches used to say back home. So it's like translating the Sinhalese to English and just managed to do it that way. But I still enjoyed it. But there's no language for it, I think, to be honest. You can't even show the demos, because when you play sort of cricket, you got that sort of skills. So somehow you start seeing a little bit of improvement from these players. So that kept me going. Then picked up a little bit one-to-ones here and there. Then wherever I moved, because I had a journey sort of from Surrey to I moved to Southampton to carry on my studies because I couldn't do my degree. I always had that in my mind. I came out to do a degree, so I want to make sure do that. Then second attempt didn't really go to the plan. I had to leave Southampton. Then I tried to commute from London to Oxford Brookes Uni to do a sports coaching development degree, because mainly I was planning to get into MCCU side, where I can hopefully get a professional contract playing against other counties. So I was waking up at 4:30 in the morning, Charit. I had a full-time job that time in London. Then I managed to get some time off to do uni. I used to travel to Oxford, which is like about 3 hours on that time of the day. And went to uni, 9 o'clock lectures, came back, long days, but just driven me, that cricket dream I had, that driven me to do all that sacrifices. Then again, I wasn't picked for the MCCU side because I was still categorized as an overseas player. So again, that motivation gone. So I left uni again, third time. Then as I said earlier, signed for a club in Yorkshire. Did most of the coaching here because that's part of my contract I had with this club. I went to lots of schools and just very randomly asked to do some coaching in a private school in Wakefield called Queen Elizabeth Grammar School. That's where I picked up loads of work. Then I had some injuries, so I knew my cricket is not going to go a long way now with the injuries, and I can't perform as I used to do. Then decided I need to do something, so I decided to roll into a course at Leeds back at uni as a sports coaching student.
Tari, just a minute, Tari, just a minute.
Yeah.
It's raining so hard I can barely hear you, mate. I need to grab my headphones because I can't hear you. Just give me a second. Let me grab my headphones.
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
Sorry about it, Tari.
That's fine.
You don't believe how hard it's raining. You know,
I know what it's like.
I had to wear noise reduction headphones that I don't hear the noise outside. You know, it's like it's pounding on my roof. I hope my roof will not come down, mate. It's really, really raining hard. You know, it's so hard. Anyways, I can hear you pretty well now. Yeah, go on, mate. Yeah, just continue.
So with my injuries, I decided to go to just to focus on mainly coaching. By that time, I had a sort of quite a lot of work with different organizations, and I rolled into uni to do this sports coaching degree, which I completed in 2017. Finally, after 4 attempts, I'm a graduate. It was
Okay.
due in 2008, but I did it after 10 years, which was a great course. I learned a lot of different things about it because, as you know, when you play cricket in Sri Lanka, it's just cricket, but I learned a lot about different side of sport, not just cricket, more like psychology side, physiology, and how to plan sessions. And it was very well in depth. The knowledge we gained from that course, I thought it was great. Then then I put my name forward for Yorkshire Cricket Board as a volunteer coach. Then basically I was coaching Pathways, Yorkshire Pathways, which is young junior players in Yorkshire who playing for districts and their regional teams. I was volunteering on Sunday mornings, and one of the coaches recognized the work I do, and he asked me to help his trials in the few months' time. So I helped them, and asked me to come for some of the games they played in the summer. So I went and helped them. Then next year they offered me the position of Yorkshire under-10s coach. That's how my sort of full-time coaching career started. Then from there, I just worked my way up on the pathways. Year after, I was the under-14s head coach for Yorkshire. After that season, I have applied for ECB level 3 for many years. I haven't got a place because I wasn't coaching enough performance age players. But luckily, I got it at the end. And that's where I met Adam. He was a great guy. I mean, listening to him, his stories is unreal. We had quite a few international players on that course. That's how it started.
So pretty much, what you're saying is, you have gone through the mill, isn't it, from junior coaching,
Excellent.
and you have spent, your 90% of your coaching career at Yorkshire. So it just didn't
Yeah.
happen. It just didn't happen overnight that you becoming the uh, the head coach of the women's team. So it's a process, like everything else in life, that which you have
Yeah.
gone on, spent many years out there, all blood, sweat, hard yards for you to get in there.
Exactly.
Right? So how many years did you
Yeah.
spend at Yorkshire altogether?
2012, first I came out to Yorkshire. Then that year, after the injury, I went back to Sri Lanka. Then came back to the same club. Then went to Australia for a season. I did a bit of coaching there. Then I decided I'm gonna stay in Yorkshire full time because I like the area, amazing place. During that time I had sort of a players, and I started my own academy in that year called Ceylon Cricket Academy.
Right.
Mahela Javardhan and Nuwan Kulasekara came for the launch, and that's 2014, I think, when we have been in the team when we won that test at the Headingley.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the year I started my own academy. At that private school where I taught lots of good cricketers there. Then I was also involved in that Yorkshire Pathways. So yeah, 4 years I was coaching at Yorkshire. Then they had an opportunity to do Yorkshire women's first team coach. They were looking for that time, and I applied for it. I was one of the two candidates who got to the final stage for become the head coach, but I didn't get the job. So disappointed. Then they offered me the second team job. So I was coaching second team job, but I learned a lot about women's cricket. It's a new experience, new challenge. And I think at the time I was disappointed not to get the first team job, but I thought it worked pretty well as a personally, because second team job, I wouldn't say relaxed, but it's more less games. But I had the opportunity to get to know the girls. Then the year after, they had another vacancy again for the first team. So that's where I coached Yorkshire Women's in 2019 season. We had a pretty successful year, coming second in the 50 over competition and fourth in the T20 competition.
Excellent, mate. Just to, I see many messages coming here. Your old mates are saying hi to you. Kaushalya Virat, Kaushalya Virat say proud of you, brother. Everybody is saying how proud they are to hear from you.
He's a great guy.
Yep, I get kind of emotional, when people send such messages and say everybody's congratulating you for the man you have become. What a humble, as I said, what a humble man you are, and so many messages, and I need to go back, and because my older messages have that overlapped, the new messages are coming in, and but when you have time, Tari, once the interview is done, and
Yeah.
like what what my other guest did, that please, that feel free to go and comment and thank your fans
I
and who
will
had been
definitely.
with you. And excellent. Yeah, that's a brilliant story, mate. How you became the ladies team coach. I must tell you, I know, but when you said that, it takes a while to understand the girls. Many years ago, when I played a season away in Holland, player coach. This was out of Rotterdam. We were in a place called the Hague, and
Yeah.
I had the task of coaching the first team, and I didn't realize that part of my job was to coach the ladies team, and we had a pretty horrible season. I mean, that in Holland there is no cricketing culture, unlike in England.
Yeah.
Whatever people say, I still, as Adam said, it's the number one sport in summer. Everybody, there's no other sport come anywhere close to cricket. And but the Holland don't have a cricketing culture, so only the Dutch guys, the who play cricket are the guys who have gone, who have studied overseas and played the game and who understands who plays. And other than that, it's mainly the other players are from the subcontinent, Pakistanis, the Indians, and so on and so forth. And not a great outfit, and we didn't do well. Then I was asked to coach the ladies team. As you know, that Holland has a very rich hockey culture. That they're brilliant, and the girls, most of the in the squad of about 20 girls in that squad, except one girl, I think all the others played hockey, and they're big girls. We were struggling to put 150 runs on the board with the men's team, and the
Right.
women go to play. They were clearing the park, mate. Every single ball that they hit into the canal. That's like massive, the power. And I probably I would have weighed about 69, 70 k's, and the barely 70 k's. And some mornings they come and say, they just hit me on my back, say, how's it going, coach? I go like, shit, mate. They're big girls. It's very pretty strong. And as you said, it was a unique experience for me that I have never handled a ladies team in my life, and just coaching, and it was a tough challenge. First of
Yeah.
all, to win their confidence, it's like having a male coach, and I suppose, in my view, coaching the ladies team is harder than coaching men's team. What is your take on that?
I think there's different reasons. I had a challenging because the season before I took the first team, they had not had the great season. This so I had to come and obviously build the relationship, win their trust before do anything. So that was my priority. I'm new to them, creating that environment they can enjoy and experience a better opportunity and also like express themselves is important. So I had to create that environment first before even tried anything. And I just treat them as cricketers. I didn't see in any angles. I just went and said, girls, how did it go last year? What we need to work on. Then I challenged them in the giving the task than me like basically not telling them what to do. So I set the task, this is what we're going to do, and just put them in that task. Then you can see like they're buying into it because they're being challenged, not treated like just, girls. I think that worked. And slowly and steadily we build that relationship, and after 4 or 5 sessions, then they are actually engaging very well, having those discussions. Then, and also I must say, like having Lauren Winfield, England players, Catherine Brunt and Beth Langston, those girls make the massive difference. Like the energy they bring, the experience, expertise they bring, it's just like, it's a great environment. So we had younger sort of team. So the girls came into the team, and a couple of new ones, probably in their late teens. They had an amazing experience playing alongside with these girls. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they had the best opportunity and best environment to get better. It's the end of the day, the sessions are for them. I'm there to help. I'm there to get best out of them. So it was different, as you said, coming from a very all my coaching done with boys, coming into, but I didn't see a massive difference start after getting to know them. It was just another cricket session.
Excellent. Are they full-time cricketers? Are they
No. Until this year, they were just amateurs. But England cricket putting a lot of time and efforts, investment into the women's cricket now. You must have heard about the new 100 coming up now. 100 ball competition. There's, I think, there's women's 100. So, and also the regional cricket, which is, so there is basically, we had county last year. We had county 50 overs, county T20s, and those tournaments, and the Kia Super League. Now we have county T20 only. Then you have 50 over regional, which girls get paid again, and the 100, the girls will get paid again. So it becoming more professional now, which is great, because some of the sacrifices they did to travel from where they work on a Sunday evening to training and everything, they deserve more than that. So I'm really happy the way that things goes here now. I think women's cricket gonna grow and grow every year.
It's amazing, isn't it? It just like what you're telling me is like, it sounds like just the way that the time that we played in the 80s, that we had to do our jobs, and it's an absolute passion to play the game, and that we never shifted clubs, like what is happening now, or you may see there is no real affiliation for the players who are playing at the moment. You play one season for CCC, next season you see them playing for someone else, and so I don't know how the clubs can demand like the camaraderie, the what do you call, the team spirit, because they are all in for the money for the guys. And whereas my point is, even back in Sri Lanka, the Sri Lanka cricket is also trying very hard to promote the ladies cricket here. And although we in Sri Lanka, we have a strong cricketing culture, as you know that the girls have not been playing cricket. Having said that, I can remember Coles Bloomfield, they had ladies teams going back to 80s, but the women's cricket died for some reason. That the schools don't play women's cricket, and so most of the girls we find are from outstation schools. They are playing cricket because that there's nothing else they could do. Instead they join forces or something. They find employment. So they are playing cricket for the wrong reasons. But I believe like England, Australia, New Zealand, and that part of the girls are playing because they love the game, and they're playing out of passion. It's not because of the money, or it's just not their living. So that's a massive difference. Don't you think so?
Exactly. I think participation wise, we do this. This is what I see as, obviously I grown up in the system there, and I think participation. If you go to a park back, I'm talking about 15, 20 years ago. If you go to that, we call it People Park in Dehiwala, near the zoo.
Yeah.
There's thousands of kids play cricket. Not just kids, like mid-age people. Everyone there, whatever the ability they have, they play tennis ball cricket. And we had that culture for many years. I still believe it is still there. So you learn, you learn skills by playing. So they learn the game by playing. That's why our players are very unique and they have those unbelievable different skills, wrist, whatever they call it. We had the skills before even being taught how to play cricket by a coach. But here they didn't have that. They need to go to a cricket club to play cricket. You don't see kids playing streets, parks. Very rarely you see that. But we had that luxury because everyone loved the game. It's like a religion. We had that luxury. But having said that, I remember uh, one of the person who's involved in cricket for many years saying that there's 10,000 schools in Sri Lanka or something like that, 10,000 sort of boys schools. Then only 650 schools play hardball cricket. So that shows you the percentage, how many kids in Sri Lanka get the opportunity to play hardball cricket. And also my personal experience, I played tennis ball cricket since I was 3 years old. Then when we were like 14, 15, we used to go to this local ground wherever people park, play cricket. And I see a number of talented guys. I mean, I seen people Dil Scoop, even those days. But they never got an opportunity to play hardball cricket because they went to the wrong schools. They went to the local school that doesn't have any cricket, no cricket facilities, anything like that. So they never get the opportunity. Then comparing to England, they now seeing the world. They change their systems. They put a lot of investment into it. Now they encourage that. Now coaches going into school. This charity called Chance to Shine. They send coaches to schools and try to recruit players from schools to come to club cricket. Then they have this all-star program, which is 5 to 7-year-olds. They do every week in the summer just to get into cricket. So they try to get as much as people, players, girls and boys, to play this game. Where we have millions of kids, older, younger, young children plays cricket, but we not have enough places for them to go to the next step, which is playing hardball cricket. I don't know what's your view on that, but I think participation as in recreational cricket, just tennis ball cricket everywhere in Sri Lanka, but very, very small percentage playing hardball cricket. I think there are Sangakaras, Muralis, Malingas, Chaminda Vases, all these guys hidden everywhere, or some players may be better than them, might be out there. But are we doing enough work to get these guys from their backyard to give them a hardball bat and a pad to get them to play this game all we love? Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Oh.